Hello everyone. Welcome to a brand new episode of Johnson's Court. Those who are new to the channel or are first discovering Blue Haze Dreamers for the first time this year, my name is Riley Johnson and I'm super excited that you have found my podcast, Johnson's Court. And today we're going to talk about football. We're going to talk about the NFL playoffs because we are now in the second round of the NFL playoffs. We are off to the divisional round where matchups get a little bit more spicier, matchups get a little bit more intense, because after this game, you've got one more if you win until you make it to the Super Bowl. But you can only take one game at a time. As someone told me today in line for a ride who is a 49ers fan, and they do play this weekend, and instead of saying, oh, I'm worrying about who I'm going to play in the NFC Championship, he said, I take one game at a time because you never know what can happen. And he's absolutely right. You never know what can happen because it's the playoffs and crazy and wild things happen during the playoffs. Coaches are maybe not playing it as safe as they did during the regular season to get to the NFL playoffs. You know, here you're riding or dying with the decisions you make. Jobs are on the line, money's on the line, legacies are on the line as well. So this week, Nick is not with me. He is back in Indiana in the extremely cold weather, but he did give me his picks for this weekend's matchups. Now, last week we each picked, and surprisingly and really funny, we both went 3-3. So we're both at an even 500 record, and that will count towards our regular season records as well once the Super Bowl is over and we do a recap of the entire NFL season. You know, what was our total records, what were we most shocked about, what did we like about most, what was the thing we liked most about the season, and what did we not like about this season. So thanks for coming along for the ride as we're, like I said, now in the second round of the playoffs. I'm excited for these playoffs. I'm excited because we really get to see the number one seeds play this week. They've had 2 weeks of rest, so they've had more time to prepare for the opponent that they're going to play this weekend. With the first matchup of Saturday at 4:30 is the Houston Texans coming in and playing the Baltimore Ravens. Now, I think this game could probably go either way because the Texans have a first-year head coach, a first-year quarterback. What they're doing in Houston is very, very special. Now, with that being said, the Ravens are having a phenomenal season. They locked up the number one seed in the AFC South, so that is a home game for them. They have one of the best defenses in the league this year. Lamar Jackson is playing at an MVP level caliber from being injured last year. Could he win MVP this year? We'll see. We'll find out. But if I had to pick one team to go on to the AFC Championship, I'm going to pick the Baltimore Ravens. I think Lamar Jackson he was my comeback player of the year, and he might even end up winning MVP. So congrats to the Ravens. I think they definitely deserve to be where they are. They are been one of the most exciting, fun teams to watch. They did beat the 49ers, put a pretty bad beatdown on them when they played them, and the 49ers are the best team in the NFC. And they're the best team in the NFC remaining. So I'm going Ravens here for my first pick of the divisional round. Nick is also going to go the Ravens. So far, we're both going to start off with the same pick, and that could potentially mean that we might have the same record. We'll see how these other picks plan out. Now, our second game of the Saturday night slate is the Green Bay Packers playing the San Francisco 49ers. So as I was talking about, the 49ers, this is a home game for them. They are a number one seed. They do get the bye, so they've had more time to rest. They've had more time to prepare for the opponent that they're going to play. They're playing the Green Bay Packers, who whooped the Dallas Cowboys last weekend. And down here in Disney, I've seen a lot of Cowboys fans, and I've had the urge, but I didn't do it because as much as probably heartbreak and crying that they did, I just kind of I didn't say anything. They've been through enough, but I wanted to say, great job on a good season. Because I know how funny that would have been. Now, I know the Colts didn't make the playoffs. Bengals didn't make the playoffs. But at least we didn't make the playoffs and then choke. Win 12 games and choke in the wild card round. So, like I said, I think it's just funny. But I'm going to I guess I am kind of saying it here on the podcast. So as you all know, I didn't say it to their faces, but I was thinking it inside my head, which is kind of funny. But with this matchup going on, the Green Bay Packers, they're on the road again. Can they get a win in a hostile environment? Because the Cowboys had a great, home game. A lot of fans came out. Same thing kind of for the 49ers. I know my brother Mason was very happy that the Packers won last weekend, but I don't see the Packers winning again this weekend. I think the 49ers are too good of a team, and I think the 49ers are going to get this dub at home. I think they will take care of business, just like I think the Ravens are going to take care of business. Nick believes that the 49ers are going to take care of business as well. They are the better team. So as of right now, we are 2-4-2. Then on Sunday, we've got a Lions versus the Buccaneers. Now, let me switch that. It's the Buccaneers coming to play the Lions at home. This is the Lions' second back-to-back home game that they're hosting. I don't know if it's the only home game they've ever hosted or not, but I know that it's pretty rare for them to host a home game. It's been a long time since they've actually made the playoffs as well. So to see what the Lions are doing, to see just what kind of season they've had, it's been very, very, very special. And I'm excited to see what the Lions can do at home because I know they're going to pack the Den. Now, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they've had a pretty decent season as well. Baker Mayfield has been playing really, really good. The Buccaneers are not a team that many expected to win the NFC South. I mean, they were second. I guess the Saints were the ones predicted to win with having a veteran quarterback like Derek Carr, but obviously that did not end up happening. The Buccaneers won, then they beat the Eagles last week, which was not necessarily unexpected, but a little bit. I feel like a lot more people gave them hope because of the way that the Eagles finished the season. So for our third pick, Nick picks the Lions. He did pick the Lions to win the Super Bowl this year, so obviously he's going to pick them every single game. And as long as they win, he's still going to pick them. Now, me personally here, I love Baker Mayfield. I love what he's able to do, but the momentum, everything going on for the Lions right now, I'm going to pick the Lions as well, and I think that they can get it done at their home stadium. So Nick and I are 3 for 3 right now. So if they all win, we get a win column. If they lose, they go in the losing column. Now on to our fourth and final game. This one is our home game for Sunday night, and it is the Kansas City Chiefs playing the Buffalo Bills. Now, a lot of people have different takes on this. A lot of people will say Taylor Swift and the Swifties are here for Travis Kelce and the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, and no matter what, they believe that the Chiefs are going to get this done. Now, this is Patrick Mahomes' first road playoff game in his history. And it's kind of crazy to think that, like I said, a lot of people still are favoring the Chiefs. Now, if you ask Bills fans, that's completely wrong. Obviously, they're favoring the Bills. It is at home for them. Bills Mafia, they're gonna pack it out. So I know Chiefs fans travel pretty well to their away games, but this is the Bills they're tired of losing. They want to get to the Super Bowl, and you're going to have to go through Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, who are a bit of a legacy, and they know how to get to the Super Bowl. They've been there multiple times, and if you want to win, you eventually do have to go through this team. So this is the matchup of the divisional round. It is going to be very cold at Buffalo. We've been seeing things on social media, on the news, that, Buffalo Bills fans have been shoveling snow from the stadium because there's been so much snow there. So I don't know what the temperature is going to feel like, how cold it's going to be, but I know it's going to be a cold game. So might be a lot of missed tackles or drop passes. And I think that's ultimately why the Chiefs are going to lose that game. For their reason is they've dropped the most passes in the league this year. And if you're going to win, you got to catch passes. Your defense, I know I say defense wins championships, and it does, but you also have to score points on the board, and it can't always be field goals. You've got to score touchdowns. Not to say that you can't win a game scoring field goals. We have seen that this year in the league, but touchdowns are more points than field goals. So you need to score touchdowns, just like threes over twos in basketball. Everybody knows it. But with that being said, Nick is going to go with the Bills. He believes that he's riding with Bills Mafia. He believes that the Bills are going to get this done and move on to the AFC Championship game, where they could face the Ravens or the Texans. In our matchup, they would face the Ravens. Now, I'm going with the Bills as well. I believe that the Bills get this done because they're tired of losing to the Chiefs. And especially the kind of season that the Chiefs has had, I think their luck's going to run out. And it's just time for, someone new to merge to be able to win a Super Bowl. It's cool to see Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, win and get to Super Bowl and, have that kind of legacy. So you're like, wow, like Patrick Mahomes really is a good quarterback. But it's also fun to see, maybe Josh Allen and that, Stephon Diggs, other players get that opportunity. So I'm going Bills as well. And when I look over all of these picks, I went Ravens. Nick went Ravens. We both picked the home teams for this weekend. Now, we could go 4-0. We could go 2-2. We could go 3-1. Shoot, we could go 1-3. We could even go 0-4. But I realistically have no idea what's going to happen. But may the odds ever be in your favor. And good luck to all the teams this weekend and the divisional round. So thank you guys so much for following along. It is a short video because the less teams that we have, the shorter the videos get because there's not a lot of games to cover. So good luck to everyone. And man, this is going to be an exciting weekend. So stick around and see who can make it to the AFC and / NFC championship. And then next week, we will talk about who is going to win that and then punch their ticket to the Super Bowl. So stick around, find out. And with that being said, signing off.